Hello, today is March 1st, 2008. It is Saturday. Right now it's about 11:30 in San Francisco, and which is my wife and myself, went to eat out today around 5:45. My parents were watching our baby girl, who was about 8 months old, and after we left, about 5 minutes after we drove away, there was a white van that pulled up across the street from our house and parked there. My mother thought that was very weird, so she kind of watched the vehicle the entire time. She watched the vehicle for about an hour and a half, she told me. And when we came back from dinner, it was about 7 o'clock. And me and Jennifer, my wife, she pulled up right behind this white van because this white van was parked in the exact spot we always park our vehicle. So she had her headlights on, and I got out of the vehicle and I started kind of looking around. I first looked in the back of the two windows, and it was covered with a blanket, you can tell, and some type of tarp, and that was odd to me. So then I walked around the side of the vehicle, and there were no windows, just like the last van that came by to watch our house for hours. So I was like, this looks just like the same van. So then I looked in the front of the glass windows, and sure enough, there was very tinted windows as it was before, and I saw a computer with kind of like a glowing light going on as if it was still on, and equipment in there. It was very odd to me. I wasn't really sure what was really going on, but oh well. So then I looked at the license plate, and it just looked very familiar to me because there were two sixes in the first three letters and numbers. So to me, I was like, that's the same thing that was going on our last little party van that came by that we assumed was OSA. And so me and my wife went upstairs, and she watched the baby, and my mother came back down with me, and we were being very loud. We were walking around the van. My mother was checking the license plate with me. I wrote down the license plate, and above the license plate it said Gilroy. So my mother said, okay, this guy comes from Gilroy, we should call the police. And we were going to call the cops. We went back upstairs, and we checked on the computer, because on the YouTube there was, of course, the last video with the van, and on the van it had the license plate on there. So I compared it to my little note that I wrote down, and sure enough, it was the same exact license plate. So we went to go get a camera, the video camera, to start recording, and within 2 minutes before we actually got to go back outside, the vehicle sped off, drove away, and so he was gone, which kind of sucked because we didn't get it on camera. So my mom suggested that I should go around the neighborhood, drive around and check it out, and see if maybe this van is parked somewhere nearby for some odd reason. So I said, okay, I'll go do that, and my father came with me. Luckily he drove, and I took my video camera, and we drove around the neighborhood for a while. We looked around, and at first we didn't see anything. We were going to go back home. My father said, let's go drive down this one big street called Ocean Avenue, which is one of our cross streets. It's a very long street. And so I said, okay. And at first I thought it was a bad idea. I didn't say anything because I thought maybe he'd be right. So we started driving down Ocean. About 10 blocks away, we saw 4 white vans all parked pretty close to each other, and it was kind of weird. So one of the vans looked very much like the van that was parked in front of our house. And so we pulled up aside, and we looked around, and it was actually the same exact van. I videotaped the license plate. It was the same one. So we drove up next to the front windows, and I started videotaping, and sure, there was a nice glowing little light going on as there was before. Obviously there was some equipment in there, and there was some type of a computer. I'm not sure if it was a laptop or what it was. So we were talking kind of loud, and we did this about 3 times, drove around the block and put the lights on the van and recorded some more, and drove off laughing because my father actually found this van that looked like he was trying to blend in with the neighborhood, and he was parked on an area where it was like the water department slash kind of like a park, and it was very weird. My father and mother went out again later on, and they went to check to see if this van was still around, and they went there a couple times. One time was around probably 10 o'clock or so, 9:30. He was still there. And recently, around 11 o'clock or so, they drove by. The van was still there. That was pretty weird. Anyways, so that's pretty much what happened tonight. And we'll see if this guy comes back. We got our video camera ready to go, and we're hoping the idiot does come back. And it was very, very weird. So if he does come back, we're going to call the police on him. And I just wish the guy could have hung around just a little bit longer, because I could have got this on camera in front of our home, and the cops would have been, probably at our house within a couple minutes, and it would have been pretty funny to find out exactly what the hell he's doing directly across the street from our home. Alrighty, this is Tommy Gorman, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'll see you at the picket on March 15th, 2008 in San Francisco. And I hope that OSA or whoever comes around some more, so we can call the cops on the moron. I'll see you later.